So I'll start off by introducing our first speaker for the proposition in tonight's debate, our very own society member, Olcan McSparron.
Thank you, members of the Literific. We of the proposition are here tonight to prove to you that it is in the best interests of this country for North and South to finally come together and form a united Ireland. This is, I am sure, the certain destiny of this island, but it must be an Ireland not simply united, but a shared Ireland that works for all, both halves of our community, nationalist and unionist alike, recognising our shared historical, cultural and political past and boldly moving to a new future, a new Ireland. Before I elaborate on this new Ireland, I want to say that I understand that there are those listening tonight who fear a united Ireland. They see comfort, stability and safety in the union with England. We will undoubtedly hear at some point this evening that the union has lasted successfully for over 200 years. Why end it? The answer is simple. Past performance is no guarantee of future success. The safety, stability and comfort of that union has ceased, if indeed it ever really existed for all members. Brexit in 2016 changed everything. It ripped apart the social contract and left an open wound which shows no sign of healing. The dynamic has changed. Brexit has irreversibly changed the relationship that existed on these islands. Boris Johnson and his cabinet do not care about unionists. They do not care about your concerns. The DUP went to Westminster and made a fuss, objecting to the Northern Ireland Protocol, saying it wasn't the Brexit they had envisaged. Boris told them to get on their metaphorical bike, and not for the first time either. This is consistent with successive UK governments over many decades. They care little or not at all about the unionist part of our community in the north of this island.
Point of information.
Yes.
So nationalists and Republicans often tell unionists that we can't judge their idea of a united Ireland based on the parties currently in power in Dublin, but your entire case against the union is based on the performance of a party in London that does not represent unionists. I do not see the false equivalency. How can unionists not judge a possible united Ireland based on parties in power, yet the whole nationalist and Republican idea of criticising the union is based on the parties currently in power in London? Those are parties, not the current system or the constitutional framework.
Well, I would say that the current, thank you for your question, by the way, Ian. I would say that I will be elaborating more on the sovereign government, how it works and the systems in place within it. However, the current Conservative government is the UK government, the United Kingdom's government, and it is letting your people down currently. And you have to take that on board and consider that whenever you're considering a united Ireland. Has the UK worked for you? And the simple answer is it's not working for unionists at the minute, the systems and the government. And as I said, successive United Kingdom governments in my speech. So I ask unionists to think seriously. Would you rather be a part of a new Ireland where you're treated as an equal, respected, where you can be an active agent forging the future? Or would you rather continue in this abusive relationship with the UK where you're not seen as an equal, but rather as an inconvenience? Come with us and we can make that better future together. We must unite this Ireland, but we must acknowledge that this unification is already happening. It has been happening ever since the Anglo-Irish Agreement. It would be foolish to deny that the Republic does not have a substantial part to play in the north of this island. The Shared Island Unit is an ambitious attempt to begin to forge the path so we can live together as mutual creators of our own futures. On its website, it opens with these words, which sum up the future which is needed and the future which we of the proposition support, which says, examining political, social, economic and cultural considerations for a shared future in which all traditions are mutually respected. That's the Ireland I want, and it's the Ireland everyone needs. But our shared island cannot just be a romantic dream, but rather a realistic, practical Ireland. It must have firm foundations. The Shared Island Unit is a step towards this with tangible, practical ideas for bringing about a new relationship. We need a strong economy. Republic of Ireland can provide that. The UK, meanwhile, has not worked for Northern Ireland for many, many decades. In 1921, when Northern Ireland was founded, Ulster was responsible for 66%, two-thirds of the economic industrial output of this island. It is now less than 10%. That's an appalling economic record hidden by a UK subsidy of 10 billion to Northern Ireland. Since the 1960s, Scotland, the north of England, and Wales have also seen this slow but steady and consistent economic decline. People rightly ask, could ROI afford to pay the benefits upon which an impoverished Northern Ireland now depends for its existence? The answer is yes. The Republic has surged and prospered since former Taoiseach Sean Lemass's first experiment in an open economy in the early 1960s. The Republic of Ireland has a record of economic growth which is unparalleled in world economic history. It is now vastly richer than NI. ROI is now a key nation in the EU, the richest, most successful and powerful trading bloc in the world. The Republic punches massively above its weight politically, economically and culturally, recently beating Canada and Australia to win a seat on the United Nations Security Council. Even in 2020, the year of COVID, the Republic's economy grew by 3%, meanwhile Britain shrank by nearly 10%. The Republic currently spends a total of 90 billion on its own citizens per annum. It can easily afford to subsidise Northern Ireland's 10 billion a year, but not just subsidise, but also uplift NI, free Northern Ireland from the shackles of an unbalanced, London-centric United Kingdom economy, finally achieving an economic rebirth with the growth-based economic policies of the EU and the Republic of Ireland. You may hear some say the UK is the bigger economy. We must stay a part of it. I ask you this though, is the UK truly economically strong when the Chancellor states that the country cannot afford to give any more than a £3.50 per week pay rise to nurses who saved the Prime Minister's life and hundreds of thousands of others' lives? Is that really a strong economy? I am in no doubt that the Republic can afford to subsidise this new Ireland, and it can strengthen Northern Ireland's economy in the process, developing the North and not just giving us a yearly handout to keep us content and keep us going. We are a car which desperately needs service, not a handout. Some worry that the public services in a united Ireland won't be to the same standard as the UK's. The reality is the Republic's services are already on par with Britain's, and in fact exceed the UK's in many key areas. As recently was reported in the Belfast Telegraph, life expectancy is now almost 2 years longer in the Republic of Ireland than in Northern Ireland. Now that might not seem much when you're 24, but I'm told it's quite a big deal when you're 74. The Shared Island Unit examines how services like BT, the NHS and benefit system can be integrated across this island. The practical solutions are being worked out. This is doable, achievable and right. It is hard work, I won't deny that. But the reward of an Ireland that works for all is too great to pass by. So I ask you all to come together, both parts of our community, nationalist and unionist. Let us put behind the past and unite our hearts and minds on this island. Form a new Ireland, a fair Ireland, but most importantly, a right Ireland. Thank you for listening to my speech. Please vote with the proposition tonight.